Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I think that most of you in the sanctuary know who I am, but just in case you don't, I'm Cantor Paul, and we're here to celebrate Shabbat together. Rabbi Kupitz is normally standing next to me, but in this end of June, early July period, we exchange our places up at URJ Camp Newman in the valley between, actually on the mountaintop between Santa Rosa and Calistoga. So I'm going to do both the rabbinic and cantorial role this Shabbat. I think if you're around starting at 7:30, at least I have a little bit of help from my shul band, but you know, the music for our family service is so complicated, they haven't yet been able to master it, so I'm going to be doing it on my own. And I just want to mention to our friend Judy, if you're out there in the hall, that please make sure the air conditioning is on. It feels like there's no air conditioning on in here, but we'll get there, don't worry. Okay, we're going to start off with words of welcome. Hine matov Umanaim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. If you have our special books for our family service, you'll find these words on the bottom of page 4. Here it goes like this. Hine matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How good it is, how good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shalom aleichem, shalom aleichem, salam aleikum, shalom aleichem, salam aleikum, shalom aleichem, salam aleikum, shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Last time, hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad. Now, if I say bim, you might say bam. And you put those things together, you get bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 shalom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Yabby, bubby, bubby, bim, bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all of my friends. With Shabbat candles, they're burning bright. Shabbat candles burning bright. Shabbat candles, they're burning bright. Let us know it's Friday night. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all of my friends. How about some challah? With Shabbat challah, so good to eat. Shabbat challah, good to eat. Shabbat challah, so good to eat. It's a special Shabbat treat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all of my friends. With Shabbat day, it is my favorite day. Shabbat day, my favorite day. Shabbat day, it's my favorite day. It's the day I get to say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and all of my friends. So if we go back into our Siddur, we see on page 6, we have Hadlakat Nerot, the lighting of Shabbat candles. So I'm going to head over to the candles, and I'm going to invite you all to rise if you are able. And we are going to kindle our Shabbat lights together. Special candle here, which draws our attention to all those who may not be able to celebrate Shabbat with their families in Eretz Yisrael, in the land of Israel, and wherever else they are in the world. We make 3 big circles, one for ourselves, one for our friends and family, and one for all the people in the world, and we sing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat Shalom. You can be seated. So once Shabbat has begun, we have this idea that the Shabbat queen or the Shabbat bride enters our sanctuary, and we welcome her with the words of Lecha Dodi, which you will find on page 8. Lecha Dodi Likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nikabla, Lecha Dodi. Likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nikabla, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Umevorach, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Umevorach. Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nikabla, Lecha Dodi. Likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nikabla. Well, now that we've welcomed the Shabbat bride, we're ready to kind of jump right into the core of our service. We begin with the Baruch Hu, which you'll find on page 18, our call to prayer. And this is another one of those things, if you are able to comfortably rise, we invite you to do so. Hi da 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 da. Lie da 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 da. Lie da la 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 la. Lie la 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 la. Lie la 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 la. Lie la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Hamevorach leolam vaed. Hamevorach, Hamevorach leolam vaed. We remain standing as we turn a couple of pages forward to our Shema prayer, which you will find right there on the 28 and 29, reminding us that God is everywhere, God is one, and we just need to listen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'en. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'en. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. You may be seated. So in every service, in the morning and in the evening, we remember something called Litziat Mitzrayim in Hebrew, the going out from the land of Egypt. Why do we remember this? Why is it so important? Because that was the moment when we, the Jewish people, really were sort of, I guess you could say, birthed into the world, having served as servants and as slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt. We were freed and allowed to worship God as we saw fit and to form our own lives. And that's really the beginning of our Jewish story. So we mark that, we celebrate that, we remember that at least twice a day. And we do it with the words of Micha Mocha, the song that we sang at the sea. Judy, if you wouldn't mind, behind you is a little knob that will turn on the air conditioning that I think would be helpful. Maybe turn it up to about half hour or so. Halfway, to the bottom there. And there's one on the other side too. For those of you who are watching at home, I hope you're all cool over there too. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Torah tehilot osei fele. You can snap your fingers, clap your hands. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Torah tehilot osei fele. Malchutcha ra'u banecha v'geyam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam Ze'eli anu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam ha'ed Bichamocha Bailim Adonai Bichamocha Nedar b'kodesh Norah tehilot osei feleh Norah tehilot osei feleh Norah tehilot osei feleh. So we're going to now move into what is known as the Amidah. The Amidah literally means standing prayer. So if you are comfortable standing, please do so. And we're going to take just a moment to prepare for that. It's our time when we can offer not only the prayers that we find in our Siddur, in our prayer book, but the prayers of our heart, prayers of gratitude for all of the things that we've been given, or prayers of praise to God. It's Shabbat, so we tend not to have prayers, what they call prayers of petition. We don't really ask things of God right now. How come? It's Shabbat for God too. Give him a day off, right? Plenty of time the rest of the week. So we'll start with Adonai Svatai, which you'll find in your Siddurim on page 38, and then we'll go into our vote, remembering all of our ancestors, and which is on the following page, and then a little bit of page 42 as well. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open my mouth so I can pray to you with all my heart. Page 40. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah. Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai Mechaye hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Baruch atah Adonai, B'chayei hakol. Let's just take a few moments and close our eyes and offer our own personal prayers. Just a moment of that. And I'm going to move over to our ark where we keep our Torah scrolls, and we'll open the doors. Look at our beautiful Sifrei. Look at our beautiful Sifrei Torah and sing our Torah song. It is a tree of life. To those who are fast to it, all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life. To those who are fast to it, all who embrace it are happy. Everybody say shalom, 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 shalom. Eitz Chaim Di, Levachad Zikima, Vidrom Keha, Merusha. Eitz Chaim Di, Levachad Zikima, Vidrom Keha, Merusha. One more shalom, 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 Y'all may be seated. So this Shabbat, I'm going to share a story with you all about a bee. A bee. How do bees sound? Just, you don't have to raise your hand, just buzz along together. Excellent. And it's about King Solomon and the bee. One day, King Solomon lay in his garden under a fig tree for his afternoon nap. Barely had he closed his eyes when a bee came buzzing by. Bzzz. It landed on the king's nose and stung it. Ouch. Solomon leapt up. The pain in his nose was sharp, and in a moment his nose had swelled and turned as red as an apple. He looked around for the culprit, but she'd already fled from him. In his anger and pain, he summoned every bee and wasp and mosquito, all the insects that bite, to gather before him. Soon the garden was filled with those creatures. Each queen came with her workers. There were swarms of gnats, clouds of mosquitoes, companies of yellow jackets. The buzzing grew louder and louder as they tried to find out from the others why the king had called them all together. "What is this?" they hissed and buzzed. Finally, the king cried out, "Silence!" He pointed to his nose. It was now bigger than a grapefruit. "Who has done this to me?" he asked in a stern and pained voice. A murmur arose among the insects. "Who could have done this to the king?" they buzzed. Suddenly, a little bee left her swarm and flew towards Solomon. I am the culprit," she admitted. "You dared to sting the king?" Solomon roared like a lion. "I'm a young bee, and I cannot always tell the difference between a flower and a nose. I'm truly sorry, O king. You have such a beautiful nose, as sweet as honey." "And your tongue is as sweet as honey," said Solomon, slightly amused at the tiny bee's use of flattery in her defense. "May my sin be as small in your eyes, O king, as my understanding is small. Forgive me, O king, and I promise you that if the day ever comes when I can be of service to you, I will be there, tiny and insignificant as I am." The king was amused by the bee's impudence. "How could a little bee such as yourself ever be of service to me, the king?" Solomon said. "But I admire your courage, little creature, and because of that, you may go free." Before the king could utter another syllable, the bee had disappeared. Imagine such a thing as of being help to the king. Solomon was so amused by the little bee that he let all the other insects go home too. In a few days' time, the king's nose had resumed its normal shape, and he forgot all about the brave little bee and her promise. Many days passed, and now there was a great excitement in King Solomon's court because the Queen of Sheba was coming to visit. She had heard tales of the king's wisdom and was making the long journey of 7 years from her kingdom to his so that she could test his wisdom. She came prepared with the most difficult riddles for this test, as well as many servants and even more gifts. The Queen of Sheba was as intelligent as she was beautiful, and her riddles sorely tested Solomon's wisdom. So far, he had been able to answer every one. But for this last little riddle, she had gathered all of her youths and maidens before the king in rows, each one holding a bouquet of flowers. All of these bouquets but one were handcrafted in her kingdom, and so well crafted that they appeared to be real flowers. There was only one bouquet that was real, however, and the queen's test was that Solomon must identify that one bouquet from where he stood. Solomon gazed out over all these youths and maidens and all their bouquets, and he was very worried. How am I going to pick the right bouquet? They all appear so real, he said, especially this far away. Solomon was very distressed by this last puzzle. He was afraid the clever queen had finally outsmarted him. But then the king became aware of a loud buzzing in his ear. He turned and looked, and suddenly his face brightened. It was his friend, the brave little bee, making good on her promise all those months ago. "Don't worry, O king. Follow me and see where I land," said the little bee. And with a confidence he had not felt before, the king said to the Queen of Sheba, "Oh, you have presented me with a very difficult riddle, O queen. But of course, I can show you which is the real bouquet of flowers." And much to the surprise of the queen and her court, Solomon walked down the rows of her youths and maidens until he stopped before one youth in particular. "This is the real bouquet," he said, pointing to the one which his friend the bee had landed on. And so the little brave bee repaid her debt to the king, and the Queen of Sheba was forced to agree that King Solomon was the wisest ruler in all the world. And indeed, he was. So I invite us all to gather with our families, which I think, at least here in the sanctuary, we are already in that position as we sing our family blessing together. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you with good and keep you safe. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God be with you and be kind to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom shalom. May you always know that God is close, and may God give you the gift of peace. Thank you all so much for joining us, whether here in the sanctuary or virtually online in our TBI Cyber Shul. As you may have noticed in some of our publicity, our goal was to have had services outside this evening for our main service at 7:30 and also have a picnic dinner beforehand. But I don't know, the weather looked a little hot and smoky here in the San Gabriel and Pomona Valley, at least as of last night, so we decided not to do that. However, we will plan on doing it 4 more times this summer, the next one being 2 weeks from tonight, so that would be the 26th, I believe, of July. Rabbi, when I will be here together for that one, he'll be back from camp. We invite you to join us, and the picnic dinner beforehand is always nice, and hope to see you again real soon. Shabbat Shalom. If you're here in the sanctuary with us, we have Kiddush and Motzi and a snack in our social hall, so I'll meet you there in 2 seconds. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. If you haven't met each other, please take a moment to intro when we get to the social hall. I know there will be one attendee here who is not speaking aloud, I don't think. Maybe.
You don't have an eraser, do you? Do you mind running to the kitchen and opening the drawer where they keep see if there's an eraser in the office? Thank you. You don't have to.